Hi there, welcome to my channel. I have a simple yet useful video for everyone today, especially for Apple users. When I first got my iPhone 11 in 2019, at that point it was about 6 years since I've owned an Apple product, and there's one thing that I took for granted, having a headphone jack. So a few days later, I picked one of these little guys up, and problem solved, right? Well, no. I've burned through so many of these little lightning to 3.5mm adapters over the years, mainly because of one flaw, that thin middle cable that attaches the lightning connector to the 3.5mm plug. So these aren't too pricey. They range from $7 to $10 for authentic Apple branded ones from various retailers, and they all ended up breaking at some point. To be fair, I'm pretty careless with these things, so I'd assume if you took extra precautions, they'd last longer. With that, I decided to look for one that looked more durable, and that's how I came across the Syncwire 3.5mm headphone jack adapter. At $12.99, it costs a little bit more, but from the box alone, you can tell that the middle wire that's really frail on the Apple ones looks a bit more rugged, and it looks braided too. So let's open this up and see it up close, as well as do a little sound test to see if it sounds just as good as Apple's. So that was a thorough look at the packaging, and it's just as slim and sleek as Apple's packaging. So if you were to buy one of the Apple branded ones, it would come in a very similar size box, but it's a really simple unboxing. There's some instructions in here as well as the item itself. The adapter itself looks good, it feels nice in the hand, and the cable is indeed braided. So that's some extra security that I wanted in this sort of adapter. On the Amazon listing, it says that it is Apple MFI certified, and it does have Apple's MFI C94 connector and smart chip. So it has a secure connection, and you shouldn't get a warning message if you plug it into your Apple device. To get into the build quality, apparently it's made out of a high Q aluminum alloy case, and the cable is nylon braided as mentioned, and the connection points are enameled copper and jacketed with PVC. So the build seems pretty premium, and to match based on the Amazon listing, it says it has premium sound quality as well too. So it has some noise reduction tech built in, and it supports up to 26 bits 48 kilohertz lossless output, and it supports both output and input, so you can use microphones with this thing. And we'll definitely try that out in the next segment. And here's a little side by side with the Apple branded one, and it's clear that this one looks a bit more durable, maybe a little bit more premium, and I appreciate that it's a little bit longer too. But lastly, before we test everything out, Syncwire has a very generous 3-year warranty for this item, so if anything happens, I'll definitely contact them and see how that process works. Knowing my track record though with these adapters, I may have to contact them at some point, but so far I have a really good feeling that this one will last just a bit longer. So let's get everything plugged in and actually try out some sound output. These are my Maono Studio headphones, so there isn't a microphone built in or anything, but I just want to do a quick sound test, and the audio capturing device will just be for my cheap Canon camcorder that I'm using for this video, since the iPhone is clearly in front of the camera. So just to verify that the adapter does work, whenever you plug headphones or a headset into an iPhone or iPad, the volume indicator changes from a speaker to a headphone icon, as you can see right here. And let me just unplug it and plug it in a few times just to show that it works. So it looks like everything is up and running, and now it's time for our sound test. Please note that all audio being captured is straight through my Canon camcorder. I lowered the volume just a little bit right now, but that sounded amazing. So off camera, I did put it over my head and on my ears, and it sounded just as good, if not better than Apple's adapter. So everything so far works good output wise. The next test will be for input. I'm going to try a couple of gaming headsets and we'll go from there. So let me get everything set up and we'll start in a few seconds. PlayStation Gold headset, wired. There's a microphone on this, so that's what I'm going to use. Headset right here. Plug it in like this. And then the microphone on this headset should be picking me up. The microphone's somewhere over here, so if I do this, I should mess with it just a little bit. But pretty much anything with a microphone can work on here. If you have a lavalier, just plug it in right there. hook it up to yourself and you can start recording. But just for the ease of everything, I just grabbed the nearest headset and just plugged it in. So this is what it sounds like. So let me grab another headset to test, 2 to make it true, just to see if it works or not. So I'm just gonna put this down real quick. So the mic on this headset should be picking me up still. I should sound kind of faint because I'm farther away from it. But here's my Run Miss K3, another wired headset. Gonna unplug the PlayStation one. Unplug this one in. I think the microphone is good now. Sorry, I think it was on mute. Get it unmuted. So the microphone receiver is right here. So I'm really close to it now, really far from it. If I tap it, y'all should hear it. So everything works while it's plugged into the little 3.5mm adapter right there. So far so good with the Syncwire adapter. I'm enjoying it. I'm liking the braided cable. Everything seems to be working just fine. And there's my mic test. Overall, the Syncwire lightning to headphone jack adapter works great. The audio output was clear and crisp, the mic input sounded fantastic, and keep in mind it all depends on the quality of the mic. As you can tell, the PlayStation Gold mic didn't sound as good as the Run Miss, so if you use a better microphone, it's common sense that it's gonna sound better. But moving on to the build quality, it feels and looks premium. It's a bit bigger than Apple's, and I appreciate that. It seems like it'll last for a good while, for me at least, but just like my other videos, if any catastrophic failure occurs, I'll make an update video just to showcase that. But for those interested, I'll leave a link in the video's description, and to wrap it up, I give this, my WoW VJs LTR, 2 thumbs up. So with that, if you enjoyed this video, please feel free to check out these others, and for those who really liked hanging out with me today, please consider subscribing. Lastly, for those who are fans of my channel and want to show a little bit more support, click that join button down below to learn more about my channel memberships and perks, and maybe you'll see your name at the beginning or end of all of my videos as well too. I'll see you all soon. Please stay safe out there. Bye.